morning children. Last class we discussed about plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is a selectively permeable membrane. Let us see what will happen if we put an animal cell or plant cell into a solution of sugar or salt in water. If the medium surrounding the cell has a higher water concentration than the cell, that is, if solution is a very dilute solution, the cell will gain water by osmosis. Such a dilute solution is called hypotonic solution. While water molecules are free to pass across the plasma membrane in both directions, more water will enter the cell. The overall result is that water enters the cell. In such a situation, cell is likely to swell up, that is, become turgid. Example, put dried raisins in plain water and leave them for some time. What will happen here? Raisins absorb water and swells up. Why? Here, water concentration is less inside the cell compared to the outer region. So, water moves from higher to lower concentrated region. If it is very concentrated solution, the cell will lose water by osmosis. Such a concentrated solution is called hypertonic solution. In this case, water crosses the plasma membrane in both directions, but this time more water leaves the cell than enters it. Therefore, the cell will shrink. For example, place the raisins into a concentrated solution of sugar or salt. What will be the observation? Raisins lose water and shrinks. Why? Water concentration is less outside compared to the cell. So, water moves from the cell and shrinks. If the medium surrounding the cell is of exactly the same water concentration as the cell, there will be no net movement of water across the plasma membrane. Such a solution is called isotonic solution. In this case, water crosses the plasma membrane in both directions, but the amount going in is the same as the amount going out. So, there is no overall movement of water. In such a situation, the cell will maintain the same size. Second one, nucleus. Nucleus is large, centrally located, spherical cellular component. It is bounded by double-layered covering called nuclear membrane. It separates the nucleus from the cytoplasm. The nuclear membrane contains many pores and is called nuclear pores and encloses a liquid nucleoplasm. These nuclear pores allow transfer of materials between the nucleoplasm and the cytoplasm. Within the nucleoplasm, the chromosomes are present. Chromosomes are thread-like structures usually present in the nucleus. Chromosomes contain hereditary information of the cell. Each chromosome is made up of two components, that is DNA and proteins. DNA is the most important component of chromosome. It is the genetic material. The functional segment of DNA is called genes. Functions of nucleus. The nucleus controls all metabolic activities of the cell. It regulates the cell and it is concerned with the transmission of hereditary traits from the parent to offspring. On the basis of presence or absence of well-defined nucleus and nuclear membrane, organisms can be classified into two. They are prokaryotes and eukaryotes. First one, prokaryotes. These organisms have primitive and incomplete cell. Defined nuclear region contains only nucleic acid and is known as nucleoid. Here, nucleus and nuclear membrane absent. Contains only one chromosome. Nucleolus also absent. Membrane bound cell organelles are also absent. Eukaryotes. These organisms have advanced and complete cells. Nucleus and nuclear membrane present. It contains more than one chromosome. Nucleolus present. Membrane bound cell organelles are present. Cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the fluid content inside the plasma membrane. The part of the cell which occurs between the plasma membrane and nuclear membrane is called the cytoplasm. Cell organelles are embedded in the cytoplasm. That's all for today. Thank you all and study well.